Hello, you're watching the News Bulletin. I'm Bangor Promoter, and now the headlines as usual. State President is head of European Union delegation. Da Nang health workers assisting colleges in pandemic hospital. Map on Uncle Ho's 30-year National Salvation Journey published. State President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on June the 1st hosted a reception for Ambassador, head of the European Union delegation to Vietnam. During his meeting with Ambassador Giorgio Aliberti, President Phúc expressed his pleasure to see development of the Vietnam-EU comprehensive partnership and cooperation in recent years. He said the two sides have signed many cooperation agreements in the fields of politics, trade, investment, security and defense, which have created a solid foundation for enhancing the Vietnam-EU relations. The President thanked the EU for supporting Vietnam through the COVAX facility and Team Europe. He expressed his wish that the EU would continue to assist Vietnam in assessing the supply of COVID-19 vaccines, improving vaccination capacity and vaccine production in Vietnam. The EU ambassador affirmed that the EU and Vietnam are the leading partners in trade and investment of each other. He's proposed a number of measures and areas of cooperation in which the EU has strengths such as the digital economy, sustainable energy and green growth in order to improve the implementation of the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement in the coming time. The ambassador said he hoped that Vietnam would successfully deploy a widespread vaccination campaign to quickly drive back the epidemic. He said he was ready to support Vietnam in assessing vaccine supply and vaccines production technology from Europe. The Defense Ministry on June the 1st held an online meeting to seek measures against COVID-19. Deputy Minister of National Defense Vũ Hải Sản urged military units to roll out COVID-19 prevention and control measures synchronously and effectively, saying they must be done sooner and at a higher level. Sản, who is also head of the Defense Ministry's Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Control, told the meeting that the move is to minimize infections and prevent a widespread outbreak of the pandemic. He said the pandemic is forecast to continue developing complicatedly and unexpectedly in the time ahead, with a high rate of widespread transmission, even within the military. Sản asked military units based in pandemic-stricken areas to proactively establish quarantine facilities and stand ready to support localities in case of quick virus transmission. A delegation from the Vietnamese National Assembly took part in an online meeting of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Francophone Parliamentary Affairs Committee on May 31st.
During the event, the APF's Vietnam Subcommittee, headed by Chairwoman Nguyễn Thúy Anh, shared experiences on how the Vietnamese National Assembly worked with the government to fulfill the twin goals of combating COVID-19 and sustaining positive economic growth. The subcommittee later informed the meeting on the success of Vietnam's elections of deputies to the 15th National Assembly and People's Councils at all levels. At the meeting, 30 delegates from APF members and international organizations exchanged ways to strengthen inter-parliamentary cooperation and discussing the building of reports on various topics. The 18th Francophone Summit will be held in Indonesia's Johor in November 2021.
A group of medical workers from Da Nang left the Central City on May 31st to head north and support colleges in Bắc Giang province in their struggle against the COVID-19 outbreak. Before embarking on their journey to the pandemic hotspot of Bắc Giang province on May 31st to treat severe COVID-19 cases, the 10 medical workers from Da Nang Hospital were trained carefully. They count among health workers with the most experience from dealing with COVID-19 during previous outbreaks.
We are
heading to Bắc Giang with great determination to support our peers, to push back the pandemic in the province and the country as a whole.
We have experienced outbreaks before, so we will do our best to help Bắc Giang province.
Bearing in mind the sacred mission of frontline soldiers in the fight against COVID-19, the medical workers have put aside personal matters to focus on supporting their comrades and the pandemic hotspot.
I volunteered to join our colleges in Bắc Giang province and fight the pandemic. I have extended kids to my mother's home. Now I can fully concentrate on the missions. I will fight this war with all my heart.
We have been through intense outbreaks here in Da Nang, so we fully understand what our colleagues in Bắc Giang are facing. We hope we can use our experience to help Bắc Giang's health sector overcome these challenges.
Having been hit by all three previous COVID-19 outbreaks, the White Coat soldiers from Da Nang City fully understand the unrelenting pressure involved. The doctors and nurses from Da Nang are determined to have their peers in Bắc Giang win the battle against the pandemic. Vietnam's Consumer Price Index (CPI) in May was up 0.16% against April and 2.9% from last year, the General Statistics Office reported.
Compared to last month, increases were seen in the prices of 8 out of 11 main groups of goods and services, with transport taking the lead due to increasing petrol prices. It was followed by housing and construction materials, electricity, water, food and catering services, and equipment and household appliances. By contrast, prices of the three groups of culture, entertainment and tourism, post and telecommunication services, and garment, textile, hardware and footwear decreased. The index for the first 5 months of 2021 grew 1.29% year-on-year, the lowest growth rate since 2016. Core inflation in May increased 0.15% month-on-month and 1.13% against the same period last year.
Vietnam saw a year-on-year increase of over 30% in agro, forestry and seafood exports to pocket some $22.8 billion in the first 5 months of this year, reported the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Of the total, the group of major farm produce earned nearly $7.8 billion, or 13% of the same period last year. In the reviewed period, many products and groups of commodities witnessed increases in export values. Among others are rubber, tea, vegetables, pepper, and products from livestock, shellfish, shrimp, and wood. However, there are two main export products decreasing in both export volume and value, which are coffee and rice. The U.S. remains the biggest importer of Vietnamese agricultural products, followed by China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. Faced with the risk of COVID-19 spreading wide, many cities and provinces are organizing large-scale online trade promotion conferences and at the same time introducing agricultural products on e-commerce channels. Localities with a large output of seasonal specialties have begun to coordinate with the Ministry of Industry and Trade to promote domestic consumption via e-commerce platforms.
Learning from the experience of last year, when the distribution of agricultural products was congested during the pandemic, this year Hai Duong Province planned early to produce agricultural products in the context of COVID-19 possibly breaking out any time, quickly changing promotion and consumption methods to cope.
We are glad to see our lychees being sold online on e-commerce platforms. Lychees from Thanh Hà district are well known inside and outside of Vietnam. We are highly committed to quality and origin.
Growers now have a new, more modern and more effective consumption channel, and consumers can save time and feel safe when conducting transactions.
My family has changed our shopping habits since the outbreak of COVID-19. I can order online and goods are delivered to the door. I don't have to go out, and I can save time on shopping while making sure I don't get infected.
Buying fruit on e-commerce platforms is good. I can also support farmers during the pandemic. Home delivery is very convenient and limits the chance of disease transmissions.
Other agricultural products such as sopchang onions have also been sold through e-commerce channels. Localities harvesting crops have worked with the Trade Promotion Department at the Ministry of Industry and Trade to map out plans to send agricultural products to domestic and foreign markets and help farmers sell on online channels.
The Trade Promotion Agency under the Ministries of Industry and Trade has supported farmers by providing training on e-commerce and traceability systems. Farmers can sell directly if they wish. They don't need to bring their goods to distribution networks, and these networks actively approach farmers.
Lashes are just one example of changes seen after a year of COVID-19, with most people beginning to switch to selling and buying goods online. Many households, however, are still not clear about the information technology and sales and marketing processes. The Trade Promotion Department will therefore provide stronger support and training for local farmers to access the digital economy.
The Chair Youth Publishing House has published a map on Uncle Ho's 30-year journey to seek ways for national salvation on the occasion of the 110th anniversary of President Ho Chi Minh's departure, June 5, 1941, to find the path to liberate the nation.
The map is 170 centimeters in size, geographically detailing Uncle Ho's journey and historical landmarks during his trip, as well as the president's revolutionary activities from June 5, 1911 to January 28, 1941. It helps viewers easily visualize, track, and look up information about Uncle Ho's journey in connection with the geopolitical context at present. According to Dương Thanh Truyền, acting director of the publishing house, the map was developed on the basis of a book about President Ho Chi Minh by author Trần Đức Tuấn, which was also republished on this occasion.
More than a year after Bung village in Sơn Ba Commune, Sơn Hà district, in the central province of Quảng Ngãi, was connected to the national electricity grid, life in its more than 80 local households has improved a great deal.
Since being connected to the national grid, many local stores have invested in refrigerators and freezers to store goods. Many people have also brought TVs and can stay up to date on effective production practices, helping to increase incomes while improving living conditions.
Everything is more convenient now, and my family can buy equipment to help with production and life, such as a milling machine, a wetting iron, a water purifier, a TV, and a fridge. Before, when there was no electricity, it was easy to be respondent, but things have changed. The roads are lit and we have more things to entertain us. In the past, annual income per capita in the village was just over $780, but now the figure is 850. Everything has become better, including livestock production and daily life.
With stable and safe electricity supply, people in Bung village are hoping for a prosperous life ahead.
And that's wrap up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. And see you next time.